else. So maybe Kevin Spacey was trying to say, I know to you heteros, fondling a 13-year-old looks weird, but I assure you I'm a homo. So, and I was also drinking. So that drops actually the age of consent by about 4 or 5 years in that world. I don't know if that's the defense he was going with. Maybe Nick should try that one. I was drunk and gay. That's why there was so much cocaine in my house. That actually checks out. You're really gay, partying. You're really drunk, making bad decisions. Give it a shot. It's better than what you got now, which is the government's out to get me. He's basically Michael C. Parks in Red State at this point. He says, Aaron, are you worried about a defamation lawsuit? No, I haven't defamed anybody. I've literally talked about my experiences, what I've done, what I've seen with my own eyes, and what I lived. I'm talking about my life. I'm writing an autobiography. Other people happen to be a part of that autobiography. But I have texts and pictures and videos and receipts for everything I have. The proper people have them. And if I need to release them in court, then that day will come. But no, see, the wonderful thing about telling the truth is if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. So, for example, when I read people's comments on this thing, there's some people who are in denial and they get it fucked up and they're like, I don't believe this Aaron. He's not telling the truth. And then there are people who get it and they're like, this Aaron has literally been right about everything. Like everything that came out in the arrest thing, everything that came out in the search warrant was all stuff Aaron told us was going on. Like it all checks out. Anytime you do any kind of fact checking, it all checks out. So I don't get upset when people go, he's a liar. I mean, I giggle at him, but I don't get upset because I know what the truth is. I know what's going on. I'm sure there's a bunch more stories. I'm sure that everyone else involved in this whole thing probably saw and did shit that I didn't do. In fact, I know a few things, but I'm not going to say them because I didn't see them. I wasn't a part of it. I'll let them tell that story. Some of them would be remarkably embarrassing for them. Some of them probably would be remarkably embarrassing for me. But my whole rule from the beginning, tell my story, talk about what I saw. So no, I'm not worried about anything like that. It's, like I said, just writing my autobiography. That's all it is. Tell us about the DP and the buy stuff. Nick and I never did any buy stuff. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I shouldn't have. Oh, no, that's going to be on Red Bar now. He's going to say I took a liar's sip. That's not what that was. There was there was never any buy stuff. And there was never any DP either. I didn't want my balls and dick. I will defend Nick in this regard with our cuckoldry and foursome and fucking wife swapping shit. He and I are both pretty homophobic. It just wasn't something that we were into. Maybe some people are, not our thing. We were pretty homophobic dudes. So no DP, no gay guy shit. Sorry. If that bursts your bubble, then I apologize. Sorry. Again, apologies. My bad. Won't happen again, hopefully. Tomorrow it's Gossip Thursday with Keanu. She's got the Instagram messages that she got from Nick. And the more I find out about those, just that creepy fucking manipulative vibe, dude. Ugh. That is just, I will say this. I learned a lot observing Nick. I learned a lot about what I don't want to be and behaviors that I check all the time before they turn into anything close to what that is. The way he had to write Keanu and try to convince her that you don't know the whole story and I'm a good guy and you don't know the sacrifice I make. The way he needed to write to a stranger to convince a fucking stranger that he's a good guy and that what she's seen and what she's heard and what she knows and what she's learned, all of that is just bullshit. Who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? And then he's got to speak for April to Keanu, and she's like, dude, I already thought you were a manipulative cult leader, brainwasher, asshole. Now you're kind of proving it. I don't know what his intent was. I don't know. I think Nick believes that he can control women. He sees them as weak. And he is good at manipulating the weak-minded. Like, I'm sure when April was doing a bunch of blow and I would confront her on it, she would go to him and he would give her the same bullshit copes about cocaine that he gave me. Oh, no, it's okay. Because, like, if you have this much stress and your brain can only handle this much, when you do coke, it gives you a little extra ability to handle that stress for a little while, and it can be kind of a treatment for that. When he told me that, I was like, dude, I have a functioning human brain and it works. That's fucking horseshit. And that's when I would confront him on, like, dude, my wife's doing coke every day. I don't fucking like it. Oh, it's actually okay, because he just wanted a drug buddy and he didn't want to feel guilty. Like, addicts don't want to hear people like me, like, fucking criticizing them. So then he would go back to April and he would be like, oh, no, it's actually totally okay to do this because what it is the stress, this and this, that. And April would buy it because, unfortunately, a little weak-minded at the time. So Nick runs into like a Keanu who's not like that, and he just gets fucking stonewalled immediately. Now, the problem with trying to manipulate people is that if they don't let you and they pick up that you're doing it, now they're going to expose the shit out of you and they're going to really have you pegged. So manipulators usually do very well to pick their targets. He picked wrong with me and he picked wrong with Keanu. And I think he picked wrong with his old maid or his old nanny because the old nanny told Kayla, I just can't take this shit anymore. And she had to get out. So I think tomorrow with Keanu should be very, very interesting to hear about her messages. And like anybody who sends you like long lists of messages and like just a bevy of messages explaining why they're good and everyone else is bad. I mean, to me, that's already kind of shady. Please. That's already a little iffy, if you ask me.